Good morning, grade 6B. Today is April 6th. It's time to continue working on our amusement park project, okay? Just as a reminder, we started last class. Your goal last class was to think of a name for your amusement park, come up with the hours of operation and pricing of your park, create the 4 rides for your amusement park and the respective requirements, either height or age. Then here, write these requirements and pricing in sentence format and after convert to mathematical notation. As I told you last class, you had to use your draft document to store all the data and information you will be collecting along the weekend. And I also would like you, I told you not to start the brochure because we're going to talk about it next Wednesday. Okay, so don't worry, I don't want you to start the brochure yet. We're going to be talking about what we're going to be using to do the brochure next Wednesday. So calm down, relax. Let's work on the math first. Okay, so today your goal is this, which is also your attendance task for April 6th. You have to complete the docs two-step inequalities, which is part of your amusement park project. Complete the document attached to the original post of our project only. So if you go to this original post, you have the document here, Amusement Park Two-Step Inequalities. Each of you have your own document, and you have to complete this document here. Okay? That's okay? Thank you so much. Great. Okay? Our goal today is to work on that. Okay? You write a requirement and then you're going to follow the procedure as the example we're going to go over later to write your two-step inequality, which by the way here we're going to see later that there is a mistake on our example here. Okay? Then after this, so first you're going to be watching this class. And then after this, the slides are from the 17th to the 24th. You complete the 2 steps inequalities on the post of the amusement park. And after you complete this document on this post here, amusement park projects, you come to this post called attendance task and click on turn in or submit just after you complete, okay? So I know you completed after you complete, okay? Let's be principled. So let's talk about our class today. Some of you had some questions in terms of this table here that we saw on our exemplar last class. Okay. That our friend here put this age, this pricing strategy, okay, for his marketing, for his amusement park. Since it was an amusement park that was opening at night, he decided to have just people who are over 14 years old allowed to go into the park. Well, here I have an example of a park that has people for all ages. But I have a question here. According to these inequalities that I have here and the price on this table, how much do I pay if I am 19 years old? See, some people might have answered, well, I'm 19 years old, I follow here $20 because I am over 18, right? But guys, if I am 19 years old, ain't I over 3 years old also? So I could be paying $10. So we have two answers. And then, because I'm a customer, I try to convince the person and say, well, I'm a customer, you can't do that to me. I want to pay 10 because according to your math, which is a poor math by the way, I can pay 10. You say, If your age is over than 3, is greater than 3, you pay 10. My age is 19. 19 is over, it's greater than 3, so I'm paying 10. Well, yeah, we have two answers. So how can we narrow down to have only one answer for each range of age that we want? That's our goal now. Let me teach you how to do it. So if I have a range of age, so for example, I want people who are, let's say from 0 to 4, it's going to be free, okay? So I'm not gonna put here. But let's say you are from 4, no, 4 no, 4 is too much, yes? People, the kids who are 3 years old, they already can take advantage of a park. So if you are 3 years old until 11, you are going to pay 10. But then my question is, are you going to include the 3 years old? Are you going to include 11 years old? Let's think about our number line. If this is 3 and this is 11, are you including 3 and 11? Let's say you are including 3 and 11. I am including 3 and I'm including 11. So you're saying that all these ages in between 3 and 11, including 3 and 11, are going to pay $10. So my age is between 3 and 11, so I have to complete with the correct ones. My age has to be, so that's how I read. My age is greater or equal than 3, but also less or equal than 11. So my age is in the middle of my inequality now, which means I have inequalities for both sides. So this is what I call a simultaneous inequality. I have an inequality on both sides. I have a range of inequality. Then on my second line, let's say I want people who are from 11, from 12, sorry, because now it's 12, right? Sorry. So from 12 to 64. But now people who are 12 are including my answer, but people who are 64, I don't want to include in my answer. No, I include in my answer, sorry. I include my answer because I want people who are 65 and over to pay less. Yes, according to seniority. So I want all these numbers, all these ages between 12 and 64 to pay 20 because they're going to take the most advantage of my park. So I want the age to be in between 12 and 64. And I use the equal sign together, so less than or equal, less than and equal here because my inequality here is a closed dot. So here my age is in between 12 and in between 64. And then all the people who are greater than 64 and not counting 64, so I can put greater than 64, why not, are going to pay 15. Then I have my two ranges. And the second, Mr. Very good. I like it. I have a range. Now, how do I write this on my Google Slides or in my Google Docs? Again, I'm here to teach you. If you're in Google Slides or Google Docs, you can use the symbol. So you can go here to Insert. You go to Special Characters or Symbols. You go to Math. Okay. You can type here less than. And the first one here will be less than or equal to. You just click it. It will automatically go to your drive, to your text. Then you Command C or you Control C to copy it to your clipboard and you start using it. So my first range was from 3 to 11. So I'm going to put here 3, my age and again 11. My second one is 12, age, and 64. Did it? Am I right? Yes. And then the last one, I don't have the equal sign. I just have a greater than 64. So the greater than is actually on my keyboard on top of my point. So I just use shift. So a, then I put shift point 64. And I have my inequality written on my on my Word, on my Google Doc, or on my slides. Okay, that's pretty simple to use. Great. Now let's go to our two-step inequalities. This is the process of math. This is how we're going to convert our heights requirements to math. So let's say that I decided that one of my height requirements for one of my rights is people need to be 45 inches, greater than 45 inches. Okay. I have to write a two-step inequality from this. Well, my first step is always to do the opposite of what I would do as the last step. So in this case, my first step is to multiply or divide by any number that I want. By 2, by 3, by -2, by -3, by 4, by half, by 0.5, the number you want to multiply. Okay? So in this case, I want to be a risk taker and I want to multiply by -3 on both sides. When I multiply by -3 on both sides, notice that my sign here switches. Okay, this is really important that you notice my sign switches. Okay, and after I multiply, the second step would be just adding or subtracting any number that I want. In this case, I want to be a risk taker. I would like to add 35 on both sides. So adding 35 on both sides means I'm adding 35 here and adding 35 here. Then I have -3h plus 35 less than or equal than -100. So my two-step inequality is going to be this. So again, pay attention here, guys. When I'm multiplying by -3, that's what I'm doing. Multiplying by -3 here and multiplying by -3 here. Then the second step, which could be also dividing, which could be multiplying by 2, multiplying by 5, but I don't want to be multiplying by 1 or adding 1. That's not a grade 6. Come on, guys. I know you can do way better than this. Okay? Then here, I'm adding 35 on both sides. So here I am adding. And here, when I add the 35, -135 plus 35 gives me -100. This is my two-step inequality that if I solve correctly, I get my height requirement. So this is your goal. You're doing the reverse. You have an answer, which is here. So you have an answer, which is here. And you're writing the question for this answer. That's why the steps are the reverse, as if you were answering a two-step inequality, okay? Pay attention to that. Always come back to this video if you want to check again, or I'm going also to post another video on our post here, or actually here on your left part of the screen, I'm gonna leave a video for you to check also on YouTube on how to create inequalities from answers. And remember to subscribe on my video to always come back to this, subscribe on my channel here to always come back to this video whenever you want, okay? Bye-bye. If you have any questions, remember, I will only be answering questions today on the Padlet. We need to learn the channels for questions, so only on Padlet today, okay? Questions on Padlet for our project. See you on Padlet. So bye-bye. Have a nice... Oh no, let me see. Oh, I forgot. we have to talk about our goals today, right? So your goal is, if you haven't finished, you have to complete the 4 rides for your amusement park and the respective requirements. Write these requirements and in sentence format and then convert to mathematical notation, and then create the 2-step inequalities. Any questions, remember to go to your Padlet, okay? I'll be on the Padlet throughout the day until 3:15. Okay? Bye-bye. See you on the Padlet.